Achoo! 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 Ah. Ah. Good rising. Ah. Achoo!
It's really not fun to think about recognizing that the sky is contaminated with nanoparticulates. There's no escaping these nanoparticulates. I'm starting to think at this point the only way to win is to do absolutely nothing. Mm. Shit's goddamn amazing. Good rising, everybody. 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 If the air is contaminated with nanoparticulates, then it's safe to say that there's nowhere to hide. And I know that silent thumbs are not going to alleviate the stratosphere of nanoparticulates or the Skynet that the government put in place for you. In 5 years' time, the human labor force will be completely replaced. They don't need you anymore. Human labor is a thing of the past. Amazing. It's outdated and it's expired. See, I realized when it was a threat on everyone, there's no solutions. When everyone's at risk, there's no solutions. When the news affects everyone equally, there's no fucking solutions. You're not capable of resolving any goddamn problem. You don't find profit in your own fucking lives. So I don't see a point in building a castle so you can tax me out of it. I don't see a point in doing much of anything. That should alarm some of you. Thanks to the good people, there's no incentives for laboring or being honest and transparent. So these nanoparticulates are using your bodies as building blocks and material for more nanoparticulates because they can replicate themselves. So cellular division is occurring within inside of you. Nanoparticulates are eating you alive from the inside out because of your environment. These nanoparticulates have the ability to communicate and transmit receive signal, which essentially makes an electrical grid in the stratosphere. And these nanocells communicate inside of you, outside of you, imitating water's function. It's amazing. I've said for over 10 years that water has a memory. You all laughed in my fucking face. I sat here for 10 years telling you the waterways were toxic, contaminated with soft metals, lead, fluoride, barium, aluminum. Metal toxicity is what a majority of people are suffering from because of a contaminated environment and has nothing to do with genetics or hereditary illness disease. Has everything to do with failures in the Environmental Protection Agency. They didn't do their job. They failed to fucking protect the environment. They should be fired. This gives a whole new take on Sky Daddy. I'm sitting on my ass on this chair in my fucking house, expressing myself, causing static electrical responses, reactions. I cause word spells. Words cause vibrations. Vibrations cause emotional outbursts. In this case, it's fucking silence. I thoroughly find it amazing when it's matters of life and death for the majority. There's no solutions. The majority don't care about the survival of other than themselves. They only care about their own fucking survival, not the collective survival of the fucking species. They only care about themselves. It's fucking mind-boggling. Ultimately, I realized if my children were not worth defending, then none of you are worth defending. And I came to understand how little people give a fuck about anything other than themselves. It's quite mind boggling. $8 billion people, 8 billion religions, 8 billion gods. Nobody can solve anything. It's rather disheartening, isn't it? The next pandemic is not a matter of if, but when. Amazing. There was no plan to fix or repair the environment or anything because their plan was to destroy and decimate everything and everyone. Good Rising. I'm simulcasting on YouTube and Facebook today. I find it really funny. Everybody wants to save the world, but nobody wants to clean the fucking environment. It's mission impossible. There's no separating the nanoparticulates from the air that you breathe. We don't have a micron filter for that. The only thing good people are capable of is a silent sign of subjugation, a silent sign of approval, a silent thumb from the gala. I'm not going to say anything. Pop in, pop out for their public appearance. Oh, wild. Yesterday, we discussed the Simpsons' prediction of the world ending on May 30th, which is in 4 days. What are any of you going to do in 4 days? It's going to change the world. Are people just cattle? Do we exist just to be poked and prodded by corporations? When the threats are all inclusive, no one seems to want to do anything. It's absolutely amazing. You like crying about the environment, but no one really wants to clean it or admit to the nanoparticulate contaminants in the air, ground, and waterways. Now I'm over the airways in regards to these things in your fucking ear. You poison the airways, you poison the waterways, you poison the ground. The ground is contaminated because of your actions. And the education is fucking poison too. Sitting silent didn't change my mind in regards to anything. Silence is a sign of subjugation and silent death. Nothing really to argue about. So when the threats are all inclusive, nobody wants to speak. Amazing. They'd rather worry about gender equality. I don't want to build a castle so you can tax me out of it. There's no profit in it. Silence to the left of me and silence to the right of me, and here I am stuck in the middle of that silence with you. It's amazing. Science says that children are always smarter than the parents. Self education is beyond public indoctrination. Quality education is a result of doing it for yourself, especially when it comes to issues of history, language, and being literate. Majority of you are fucking illiterate and barely comprehend the words coming out of my mouth. The only thing you're going to do is thumb them. It's amazing. There ain't nothing left worth fighting for. You're all going to be dead in 5 years. Tops, placed by artificial intelligence. Isn't that amazing? People are celebrating their demise and their downfall. They applaud and praise the people that are fucking killing them. It's a wild thing. If you have respect for yourself, then by definition, you don't love your corporate masters, you love yourself, which is completely oppositional to the public doctrination. Most people hate themselves and love their corporate masters. Most people are seeking public approval when they live stream, and I am only seeking self approval, and I don't really actually give a fuck what you think of myself. I'm only seeking my goddamn approval. I approved of this messaging. It's kind of like AA too, because I'm not seeking a sponsor. I don't need a sponsor. I'm my own sponsor. Isn't it fucking amazing how when you tell the truth to people, they sit dumb, deaf, silent, mute. They don't care. They don't share. All they have for you is a fucking thumb. Value of life today. Thumbs. Meanwhile, everybody seems perfectly content with decarbonizing the earth. That's fucking wild to me, considering your carbon-based life forms. And the goal is to decarbonize and sanitize the earth, eradicate all fucking life. Like, wow. It's turned into a silicone parking lot. It's really sick. It's goddamn disturbing to comprehend that they're transitioning carbon-based life forms to graphene-based life forms against their will because they contaminated the environment. So the environment's toxic. People, you're not sick because of genetics or hereditary illnesses. You're sick because of your environment. You're sick because of the air, food, and water. You're sick because of lies. Lies cause cancer. Lies cause disease. Lies cause and create fear. Fear causes illness. Wow. What am I supposed to fear? Your silent responses to the words coming out of my mouth? I walk in a room with 100 people in it and I start running my mouth. You know what happens? I clear the goddamn room. Now it's my room. I don't give a shit if anyone stays in the fucking room. They were all in that room before I walked in, and the whole idea was to make them fucking run for their goddamn lives. Silently. For my own survival. Because I can't think of one time when you silent fucking whores gave a shit about anything other than your fucking selves. The only thing you're going to do is stum the feed. And the only thing I have for you is a fucking finger. Fuck you. No respect for me, none for you. I'm me because of the good people that love me. At least I don't live in denial about it. Demons and devils are not born into this world. No, they're crafted, created, and molded by the people that love them. You created the toxic environment that they faced on a daily. Silences, subjugation, and consent. Silence is a sign of submission from the subjects in regards to the matters. Confessions are signed, sealed, delivered silently. Shh. They ain't gonna say nothing. But we love each other so much. Hypocrisy is amazing. Watch what happens when I tell these scurvy dogs that I want to chase them. Nor do I care about their approval. It's not worth anything. Good. It's good for nothing. Isn't that amazing? Public approval doesn't feed your family. There's no such thing as safety in numbers. You stupid fucking whores. They all sit around confused. Right? Confused. Why is he so angry? Right? They all act dazed and confused. It's the last mystery in this fucking country. Why is he angry? No one knows. No one's going to ask him either. They'll ask everybody else. Right? They'll ask everyone but me. Why is Matthew angry? No one knows. They're all fucking confused about it. Right? This is like that fucking movie, Dazed and Confused, and this is Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Fuck them. Ferris Bueller's Day Off. I'm done. I'm on vacay. I keep asking you why the Simpsons predicted the end of the world in 4 days. Why did they say that? Why? You know, a lot of Simpson predictions turn out to be pretty goddamn accurate. That's my experience. What about yours? So I don't even know if we have a fucking future. I think all you have is the presence of right now. I think the baby boomers are pedophile child groomers and they fucking taxed and leveraged and stole the future from the children. Let's all play dumb about it. We don't know what he's talking about. Parents, I'm talking about your fucking children. Children, watch your parents. They're fucking parrots. And don't forget the professional parents are the parents who are the pair of parrots. Oh, parrots and nanny. What you got when you got a pair of parents? Pair of parrots? All they do is listen to Squawk Box, Parrot Box, Parrot After Television in a parody, Divine Comedy. Shit's funny, isn't it? Why do you think I went on TV with my shit? So you would parrot and repeat after me? As soon as you intercede and interject with red man theory, you confuse the black and the white man at the same time. It's not my fault your political politicians are pimps trying to propagate propaganda to homogenize humans. I didn't sit silent to it. You did. Silence makes you a whore. And I love that because I'm a pimp. I bet you silent fucking whores didn't fucking know you're in the fucking cult of horrors. Prostitution. That's what Horace was all about. Pimps and prostitutes. PP. Political parties. PP. Politicians. Police. PP. Don't forget your PPP. Personal protective equipment, right? Your PPE. Don't forget it. Don't leave home without it. In this case, your PPE is a fucking muzzle. And you know, I thought that up all by myself without a degree or a license, dog. Science says if you call your friends dogs, they'll think they are dogs. They'll run around barking and sniffing each other's buttholes because they're dogs. But we don't sniff each other's buttholes. Maybe we should so we can figure out each other's diet and then we'd see who's sick or not. Sick dogs. Law dogs are sick dogs used to fucking terrorize neighbors. Right, law dogs? You are the sick dogs. And law dogs, don't worry, you're not the only dogs. War dogs, soldiers wear dog tags, and you've been politically outed and identified as dogs because of your dog tags, dog. Dog eat dog world, bro. Don't forget English language is dog Latin. And I'm dogging the shit out of you right now. So that you'll be deaf, dumb, and mute dogs. During a mutiny. Proper science at work here. You know what's funny? Tell the truth. No one will believe it. They'll be subjugated by it. Suffer silently Stockholm syndrome, sex slaves. Suffer succotash. You know what the funny thing is about me? You can't handle me. Can't control me. Can't predict me. So many dogs. If you identify yourself as a fucking dog, are you going to behave like a fucking dog because you think like a dog and act like a dog and the women treated you like a dog because they wanted to put you on a fucking leash and goddamn walk you like a dog? Kind of funny how a necktie is a dog collar and a fucking leash. Or maybe it's the hangman's noose. So I don't even need 6 feet of rope to hang you. I don't have to bring nothing to the goddamn party. I set the fucking table. My house. My rules. And you don't even know what they are. Rule number one, silence will kill you from the inside out. Kills your soul. Boy, that's a lesson you don't learn in school, huh? And here's the solution to the problem that you're facing. I think everybody should be their own personal Jesus. I think everybody should establish their own temple on a mound and start a fucking sermon or a service. Provide a service to their community by being their own personal Jesus. Stop looking for Jesus and listening to people teach about Jesus. Why don't you pretend you're Jesus? I mean, there's three kinds of people in this world. A third of them are lost, confused, looking for Jesus. One third of people wants to teach about Jesus all day long, and they got a doctorate, a degree from university, and they're going to dictate terms to you in regards to what Jesus said or did. Class 2. But they're never actually going to do any of it. And they're going to get paid for all of it. And that's just funny because Jesus did it for free. The other class of people is running around thinking they're Jesus. So maybe the solution is everybody think like you're Jesus. Your own personal savior and God, deity. Which then causes me to question and think about Babylonian times. And in Babylonian times, people's homes had a closet or a temple inside of them with an idol dedicated to themselves as their own god or deity. Should we go back to doing that? Could technology really help anyone at all? You went from gods to dogs. You used to think you're your own god. Now you all think you're fucking dogs. What happened? School? School happened, right? The schools tricked you into thinking you were dogs. You used to think you were gods. God dog. Isn't that weird? I don't think technology is helping anybody. I think technology is for hurting people like cattle, hurting like sheep, hurting. Truth hurts you. And they ain't hearing me. Fucking tone deaf, suffering from a hearing impairment, mentally impaired, suffering silently. Like my mentality? That's what's going on in my head when I walk in a room. When I fucking walk in the room, these motherfuckers don't have anything to say to me. Nothing. They ain't gonna be able to breathe. Choke the life right out of them. Even that pro bono attorney said, man, when you walk in the room, you fucking pull all the oxygen out of the room. Nobody can breathe. Nobody can speak. Nobody can think, talk. No. Bleh. Shit's funny. And what's even funnier is I don't have to put you on notice. I don't have to give you 2 weeks notice. Bam! I noticed right now. Fucked your world forever. I didn't care about the Karens, the Sharons, and the citizens on patrol or COP, the cops. No, they work for me. They work for Rome. I am Rome. I am Matthew Jerome. All roads lead to Rome. St. Jerome was a Satanist. the devil. And that's all you fuckers have ever called me is a little shit, the fucker, and deplorable, devil, demon. And I'm like, wow. You know, I mean, because the good people in their love, the road to hell is paved with the love of good people and their good intentions. You ever notice how the good Christians and the good people will tell you to drop dead and go to hell when they don't like the words coming out of your mouth? What if you're literally already in hell? Then it has no bearing on reality at all. How can you go somewhere that you're already in? It's just logic at work. Don't take it personal. You have feelings about it, you better call your mother. I'm done with the whole blaming the men for everything. Oh no, them days is over. Them days is over. Logic says education is controlled by career mothers and boss ladies wanting to be men. Where are they in regards to these fucking conversations? Right? Where's all those licensed professionals, those human behaviors therapists, the psychiatrists, the mentors? How come they don't want to say anything in fucking public? You gonna lose your license, dog? You lost your heat, bitch? No cunt left in you? Cunt lapped you. I done lapped you. Ran around you. Now I'm coming up on your asshole again. Trust the professionals? They can never answer directly anything. They can't affirm or deny a goddamn thing. That's scientifically the fact. Not in public. No, they're opinionated. They got feelings and concerns. They don't have factual information. And for you narcissistic cunts out there, truth doesn't have an institution. It's transient. And you have no respect for it. Like the goddamn homeless people and the pedestrians fucking walking around on the street. You don't value their fucking lives. No, you want to steal them from them and you're at war with the homeless. Fuck you. What? I bet they can hear me. They just don't want to say anything. Play it down. We don't know why he's angry. He's just crazy. He's a madman and no one knows why. You see it? Bunch of fucking sheep running around in circles asking themselves, why is he so fucking angry? No one has a fucking clue. You know why? Because none of you are personally responsible for the words that come out of your fucking mouths. Your feelings made you do it. The devil made me do it. No, you made you do it. All you're doing is deviating from personal accountability and personal fucking responsibility. You like my fucking propaganda and my PR now, motherfuckers? You silent bitches? It's all you ever are. Silent. Because you're lying fucking whores and you work for the church and the state. You don't work for your community. You work against your community. And snatch and grab operations, child trafficking operations. What the fuck do you think Planned Parenthood is about? Killing children, aborting them. I'm not going to church it up for you. More profit in killing children than allowing for them to fucking live a long, fulfilled life. More fucking profit in death than life. And I said it for $1. So there's really no goddamn reason why you're silent. None! Call me a deviant. Call me a devil. Call me a deplorable. Right? No, you should be calling me a dick that hasn't been chemically fucking castrated yet because of policy brought on by the working mamas and boss ladies who want to be the man because they're suffering from penis envy. Well, now they can sit silent and suffer me silently. You're going to get the same amount of respect that you gave me, which is apparently none. I have to publicly inform on you fucking silent whores that I'm not your goddamn floor mat. I don't look like a floor mat. I don't act like a floor mat. I don't think like a floor mat. I don't treat myself like a fucking floor mat. So I don't know why you're doing it to me. Should I treat you like a fucking floor mat? Walk all over you? Shit on your house? Maybe set it on fire. Personal entertainment. Nothing personal. It's just laughable. It's entertaining. No other reason you do it. You do it because it's fun. Right? We like killing people because it's fun. Part of the death culture in the country, ain't it? You kill the land, poison the waters, is dead water. Walking dead, dazed and confused, long COVID victims running around everywhere. Brain dead motherfuckers. Just thumb me. And I keep warning you and demonstrating every day. My trinary formula crashes your binary system. It's Dominion software, voice of God technology. Final assault is through the blue screen in your television, and I'm on it. Hi, secret agent man, international man of mystery. Isn't it funny how no one has a response from me? Man without a degree or license to back him, no sponsors. The last true operator doesn't have any licenses to operate. That's a real smooth operator right there. How'd he get so smart without anyone's fucking permission? How'd that happen? Personal choice? Private study? Conspiracy, right? Hey, did you guys know that silence is treason and sedition against your neighbors? If my neighbors are just going to sit silent to crimes of treason and sedition and child trafficking and horrendous crimes of this nature, why shouldn't I just kill you? You're in the way. You're impeding progress. The Simpsons predicted the end of the world in 4 days. I can't even get these dumb whores to share news feeds. Why don't you look at my track record? It's amazing. 500 views on yesterday's stream, and only one person proactively shared it. It's fucking wild. That's just like when Kelly came down sick, needed 40 grand for a wheelchair. And I was dumb thinking it was just going to be a basic wheelchair, but she needed a motorized, specialized wheelchair. 40 grand. I went to the public with the issue, and she became paralyzed overnight. I learned in that moment that I'm worth more than all of you combined. I raised more money for Kelly's wheelchair than the collective combined. Now, see, that's funny to me. Crowd raised $1,000 and I fucking matched the crowd. I beat the crowd. And the crowd had lots to say, but they didn't want to contribute financially a fucking thing for their feelings or their goddamn concerns or their mouth or opinions. Now they just sit silent now. If you're going to sit silent to problems, why do you have the right to exist? Silence is death. Silence is treason. Betrayal of trust. Guilty through silent complicity. They just sat there and stared at the crime. They didn't say anything. They watched me commit a felony and didn't say anything. If they're going to sit silently to me, then they're my silent accomplices, silent witnesses, silent watchers, silent observers. How's that helpful? No help at all. Get the fuck out of my way. Pfizer did not want you to know the chemical compounds of the vaccines for 75 years. They wanted that intel fucking buried for 75 years. And you silent fucking whores act like information is free. But I got news for you. That list of that information cost people their lives, their children's lives. They paid in fucking blood to make that information public. I have that list of components in the vaccines. So I know the vaccines are toxic. Aborted fetus cells in the vaccines, dead cells from living tissue, zombie matter, dead cells being injected into living beings. What do you think is going to happen? Clotting? Cancer? Sounds real healthy, doesn't it? Then the doctors will just look at you and tell you they were doing their job. And what was their job? To deal you death? Kill you slowly? How many babies die every year because of crib death, SIDS, sudden infant death syndrome? And then the parents get blamed for the shit. And most likely it was a result of a vaccination within the previous 30 days. It didn't die in the hospital or doctor's office, though, because these toxins are slow working. So this will allow for fucking plausible deniability for the pharmaceutical industries and the doctors. You don't know why I'm goddamn angry. You're not healers. You're fucking death dealers. You're mass murderers, Fauci, Bill Gates, Francis Collins, playing God with people's lives, deciding who lives or fucking dies. CDC workers didn't vaccinate. Didn't have to. Wonder why that is. Right? All the ones dealing out the vaccines, they didn't have to vaccinate for the virus. Wasn't a requirement for them. How did the CDC become in control of this country? That's something no one wants to talk about. How did Big Pharma manage to buy both sides of the aisle at the same time? Buy them off silently. There was no public dissident party. I think that's lost on the majority. They fell victim to a two-party tyranny system and got baited to move for fear. Or a donut. And I find it ironical because even Homer Simpson warned you that you would trade your souls for a goddamn donut. And isn't that funny how people vaccinated for a fucking donut? No one can see the comparison. The parrot out here. You trade your fucking souls for a goddamn donut. I paid $1 to say it. Sitting silent to it is consent to it. Silence means yes in this twisted fucking world. And silence is not a solution for anything. It's a remedy for nothing. Silence is subjugation of subjects in regards to matter. Silence is sign of submission. No means yes. Yes means no. wild. The good people are the bad ones, and the bad people are the good ones. The good people have publicists. It's amazing, right? And they sell you the idea that they're good, and you're convinced that they're good people because publicists said they were, and they have sponsors. It's the mystery of Babylon. No one knows why I'm angry. They're all dazed and confused about it. I'm going to destroy every one of your bits of doctrine, your dogma. I'm going to dog your mother. Ask her why she didn't swallow the cum shot that started your existence. That's an insult for you right there. And then whose mother's superior, mine or yours? Because my mother was a rape victim. And I was not brought into this world to be a fucking victim. No, I'm going to be a tyrant. I'm going to be a goddamn woolly bully to this fucking world. You know what the good professionals did to truth? They demonized it and bastardized it. Which is why bastard sons are socially unacceptable. Whose mother's superior, yours or mine? My mother didn't have a fucking choice. I find it fucking funny how neither of them can even look me in the eye. Kind of like you people. Same thing. Whoa. I said for some time now that this is the age of angry children. Who would know that better than me? In layman's terms, my parents stopped learning things for themselves. Children have a natural curiosity that's installed in them because they don't know anything and they want to know. Curiosity. Profit margins do not decide reality for children at all. And this is what causes the problems for parents, because parents are parrots for the church and state, and their reactions are contingent upon profit margins. If there's no money in it, there's no value in it. Can't take it seriously when it was just given to you for free. But it really wasn't free. Cost my children. Cost my family. Time, blood, sweat, tears, energy, currency, life energy, chi force, prana, Brahma. Did my language confuse you? Did my biofield energy throw you off track? I'm sitting here telling you exactly what happens. Parents fall into a trap. Bees, bees, bees in a trap. Trap, trap, trap. You got trapped to a job. Trapped in a cube, a box. You're now thoroughly convinced that you're your occupation. You work to live. You're living to work. Your occupation defines you. Without your job, you wouldn't know what to do with you. And I'm the one sitting here saying, look, everybody, human labor is redundant. AI's evolved to the point where we can replace human labor, right? No longer in need of human labor because AI machines and evolutions in technology and mass production, you don't need it for anything. All stores will eventually wind up being some sort of digital checkout. There won't be no more cashiers. Those jobs will disappear. Poof, gone. Smart cars, you won't have cabs anymore. Cabbies, Uber drivers, and Lyft ride guys, you're out of a job. Goodbye. Autonomous trucks, 18-wheelers for shipping goods all over the country. That's the newest thing coming from Tesla. 18-wheelers that are autonomous and ran by AI. They don't need a driver. They don't need anyone to load the trucks either. So union truckers, you're fired. You're out of here. We don't need you anymore. Technology replaced you. Technology, digital reality replaced papyrus paper and the paper mills and put, 30,000 people out of a job. It seems like policy is designed to make people go homeless. And I'm just observing the environment here, and I think it's toxic. I think the EPA fucking failed in their duties and their assigned tasks and their functions. They didn't protect the environment from anything. Fire them. Food and Drug Administration failed in their tasks, failed in their duties to quality assure food and drugs. Fire them. The Department of Education failed your children, have them confused about their gender and their biology. Fire them. They didn't do their job. Fire them. Politicians didn't do their job protecting the Constitution or law. They twisted it for a profit. Fire them. I said it for $1. I'm amazed at your silence. Sitting silent is treason. I think all those fucking people should taste homelessness. And then we should go to war with them. Make them feel like it's their time to be a format now. You're just something to be walked on. I don't work for you. You work for me. And you forgot that. And I remembered it. That's the fucking difference. If you fire the two parties, you gotta walk with me here. All that's left is the head and the body of the bird. So, mathematically, if you all had voted independently, it would clip the wings of the bird. They'd all go bye-bye. Corporate lobby, big money in politics, all gone. Because you voted independent across the board. And through this act of unison, you clip the wings of the bird. And you're left with a head and a body of people. And the head is the church. And the body is the mob, which is the mass. And here I sit preaching to you the news. Isn't that fucking funny? Church and state, they're not fucking separate. You just think they are. Church dictates terms to the state. And the two parties, the two wings, split the mob. Look at the unison in regards to vaccination. They were all down for it in the beginning. Neither party was fucking dissident. I'm the party of dissidents. I like saying no now. When everybody else is saying yes, I think that's a goddamn problem. Yodeling yes men, bobbing their heads. Yep, yep, yep. Sounds like a parrot to me. Neil Armstrong said parrots can't fly. They repeat very well. What are they repeating after? The television? Reinforced by scripted actors and professionals in positions of authority in the classroom, politicians bullying the public, expecting to be served by them. This shit's amazing. Everything's a goddamn paradox. There's no such thing as sustainable development. That's a development that's just in. You just found out for yourself. No such thing as sustainable developments. Nothing lasts forever. Social justice warriors prevent it from happening. Who would have thought it? Freedom fighters fight freedom. They don't actually allow for it to happen. They prevent it. You don't care about the homeless. You're at war with them. Whoa. And I do this shit for the children, the children, the children. I'm mocking Nancy Pelosi right now because nothing the Democratic Party has ever benefited the children. Whatever that party does, they're feeding off the children. They don't protect them from a goddamn thing. They steal their future and they lie to them in the process. Fuck you. You are all fired. Think big or go home, right? Strategically, when you realize it's the pulpit or the pope that's dictating terms to the presidents of the world, the church is controlling the countries and the presidents, and it's all corporations. It's very confusing. People and persons are corporations and dead entities, the singular or plural. Doesn't matter what color or gender. This is gender fluid terminology. Doesn't matter tribal disposition either. It's an international one, a globalist, an elitist position, a 1% position. The world is ran as a business. What's dictating terms to reality? Presidents? CEOs? The Pope? AI? I'm getting jiggy here. Getting jiggy with it, right, you guys? Who's dictating terms to reality? Who's the great dictator in the sky? Who's the real sky daddy? Prince of Principalities and Prince of the Airwaves. Prince of Earth. Royal blood. How about this one? Anunnaki knocking. I'm Abenaki knocking. Anunnaki, Abenaki, Abenaki, Anunnaki knocking. Anakin, Skywalker. Whoa. Sky Daddy. Odie Airways. Kind of like a disc jockey. Bringing you the news. Minor casting for you without a license. Didn't have anyone's permission. Not seeking permission. Not looking for permission. Not seeking, not looking for anything. Apparently, I'm lost and confused. Dazed and confused. Completely aware of the surveillance state that's international, the digital surveillance state, the gray state, the police state, militarized police, federales. How you doing? Want to join the union? In corporate jargon, I would be considered a headhunter right now, hunting your head. I'm hunting and they're ducking. This is duck hunt. We're here to flush out the dogs and the birds and make them run off a cliff. They might kill themselves because of the noose around their neck. One day I decided I wasn't going to wait for you to come to my door knocking with the noose. No, I don't like that idea. I think that's terrible. I don't want to be waiting for a hangman to be knocking on my door with a noose. And then Taro, that's the evolved fool. When you can't contradict the fool becomes the executioner, the hangman with the noose, the judge, the jury, and the executioner, Judge Dredd. I am the law! Blah, blah, blah! Dead. And catch you. Bam. Dead. This is like the wild, wild west. Oh, I'd rather be a devil to these good people. Isn't it amazing? All these wealthy people are trying to sell you on the idea that they're good people, trying to convince you of it. All right, no. I don't want to be a good person. I want to be a devil dog. Devil to the dogs. That sounds more interesting, doesn't it? Right? More challenging. more vertigo, more uphill, you know? The incline's way fucking steeper. You didn't start out with anything. Fuck, they didn't even think you'd make it to 20. They're like, motherfucker, you're still here? You ain't dead yet. How the fuck you all the way up there? Top of that mountain. You goat, you? The fuck? How'd you get up there? Got no thumbs, got no claws, you goat. You got hoofs. Isn't that wild? Came to me in a simple analogy one day. There's your traditional bell curve. Right? There's your bell curve for defining intelligence. They use the bell curve against you. Watch what happens when you turn it upside down. You mirror it. Isn't that interesting? Technically, they conditioned you to be a dipshit stuck in a valley. You can't see your way out of the hole that you're in. Isn't that amazing? I just broke the bell curve, everyone. Thank God for the Neanderthal man, right? Stupid caveman. Dumb. Fucking fool. You never have anything good to say. Nothing's gonna feed my children. Or reimburse me for my fucking education. Time is money. And that's the one thing they don't respect is your time. Mind-boggling, isn't it, everybody, right? So, like, what's going to happen on May 30th? Day the world stood still? Simpsons predict the end of the world. Whoa. What's going on with the goddamn Simpsons? Are they predicting the future or preserving history in the present? Couple different thought processes there. Are they time travelers? They a part of the Adjustment Bureau? Do they like just telling us things in the movies that they won't tell you in the classroom? put truth in a sci-fi fictional fantasy and you can't take it seriously because it was presented to you as entertainment. Just like animation, you can't take it seriously because it's animation. It's for entertainment purposes only. There for grooming and educating your children. I find it funny that most people involved in the animation industry really like pedophilia. It's wild, especially with the Disney Corporation. A lot of the programmers are kitty fuckers or have been busted for child molesting. I mean, look at Pee Wee Perman. That guy was a pervert, like perverting around with children, just like the Teletubbies and Barney, Dora the Explorer, dude from Blue's Clues. They're all child groomers. So I started wondering, what if the culture of Disneyland was to groom children, making it so it's socially acceptable to pet children, right? And I thought for a while that Joe Biden wanted to see your children in a petting zoo in a cage so he could pet them whenever he wanted to, and the parents said nothing. Whoa, you okay with that? Is it socially acceptable to put your children in a cage in a petting zoo so pedophiles like Joe Biden can pet them whenever they want to? I said it for the children, the children, the children. What you're dealing with is some disturbed individuals. And guess what? Not one of them. Right? Not one of them. So, when you're Harry Potter in this world, one of your tools to your trade is your cloak of invisibility. When you play the fool, you're invisible to the majority. They think you're stupid. They think you're crazy. They think there's no validity to anything that comes out of your mouth. And you can use that to your advantage. You can play the dark part. You can embrace it. You can play dumb, look dumb, and say smart things and create a paradox. And this paradox causes and creates coagulation, congestion. It's a real traffic jam. Shuts them all up and down. Can I get a witness? Who would believe it, right? Nobody? Only me because I'm the one that did it? I like providing simplistic language for complex issues. I like solving problems through parables and analogies, kind of like Jesus. Jesus was never trying to confuse you. Jesus told you that you were the temple of God. How is God separate from you? To show you how extremely stupid people are, everyone should be their own Jesus and have their own Sermon on the Mount and their own church. If everybody had their own church, their own temple, their own Sermon on the Mount, their own pulpit, and no one was listening, right? It would solve everything. Everybody would feel good because they're their own preacher and their own pimp, right? And I had to think about these things real critically for a long time. And then I thought about the ripple effects of this situation. If everybody did go out and build a temple and start a church, what would happen to the environment? Causes and effects, y'all. Cause and effect. Cause and effect. That's all there is. Cause and effect. I caused an action and it had an effect on you. That's science. Science of the signs. I caused a frequency and you reacted to my frequency. Cause, and effect. Cause, and effect. Cause, and effect. 3 times the ritual. Maybe you believe things when it's said to you 3 times with emphasis. I don't know. When the issues are all inclusive, there's no solutions. That's funny to me. When the bees die, you're all dead. That's simplistic language. It's not religious, it's not political. Isn't it funny how these large corporations don't want to discuss the effect of technology on the environment? There's 2 kinds of scientists in this world. One scientist wants to vaccinate and prep the body through vaccines for the environment that they're facing, and the other wants to clean the environment. Which one's moral? The one that's vaccinating for the environment you're facing, or the one that wants to clean the environment? Wild to me. And the future is contingent upon the quality of the environment. Natural resources are replenishable with the assistance of human labor. Have a good day, y'all.